following opinions are solely those of BoatTEST.com and its test captain.
Hi, Captain Steve for BoatTEST.com, and today I'm on the Dusky 252. This one's powered by the Evinrude E-TEC G2 300 horsepower engine. Let's see how it performs as we do a full test and a features evaluation. We'll start by getting on the water.
The Dusky 252 Open Fisherman has a length overall of 25 feet 2 inches and a beam of 8 feet 5 inches. With an empty weight of 3,700 pounds, half fuel, 2 people, and the Evinrude E-TEC G2 300, we had an estimated test weight of 4,665 pounds. The Evinrude E-TEC G2 300 is probably the most technologically advanced outboard engine on the market in class. In a nutshell, this 3.4-liter engine provides 4-stroke fuel economy at cruising speeds with 2-stroke torque at the low and mid RPM ranges. Its strongest suit, however, is in its low-maintenance design, which integrates the steering and gear shifting into the body of the engine with no external rods or cylinders. As for mounting, Evinrude did away with the hooks that go over the transom and instead went with this flat mounting system. Reason being, the old method produced a cantilever effect to twist the mount when the power is applied. Here, the system is kept flat and that twisting moment is eliminated. The E-TEC G2 has an internal oil reservoir, an 81-degree tilt range, and has auto-winterization. Its beltless magneto system is more reliable than the automobile-type alternators used on most other outboards. The engine was designed from the beginning to be saltwater ready and carries a 5-year factory-backed warranty, which includes corrosion. Finally, there's trim. iTrim comes with every new E-TEC G2 engine. These are preset parameters that are boat-specific, whether for bass boats, pontoons, offshore, and these map parameters are based on RPM and throttle position to set the trim for you. Of course, these can be overridden simply by activating the trim switch on the engine control at the helm, and they can also be tweaked with the control screen. On our choppy test day, we reached our full speed of 43.9 miles per hour at 5301 RPM. Dialed back to 3500 RPM showed our best economy at 27.6 miles per hour and 7.95 gallons per hour. That reduced setting also translated into a range of 312 statute miles. We reached planing speed in 4.6 seconds, accelerated to 20 miles per hour in 5.3, and continued through 30 miles per hour in 7.5. There's a 100-gallon fuel tank just forward of the console, which keeps the bow rise to a minimum. An optional pair of 60-gallon tanks can be fitted for adding 20 gallons to the available total. Another feature that helps reduce bow rise and gives the outboard motor more influence on the boat's trim is the Dusky Drive, a fiberglass outboard bracket that sets back the motor 32 inches from the transom. Having all 4 strakes extending the full length of the hull and using reverse chines also helps create stern lift and gives the boat a level attitude. Those reverse chines also gave the 252 a good grip in turns. The boat carved smooth, sweeping arcs and wide turns and showed good agility when we ran back and forth through the wakes of our photo boat. With her 56-degree entry and 20 degrees of dead rise at the transom, she knocked down bay chop with ease. We measured 37 inches of freeboard at the bow and 27 inches at the stern. Now, let's take a look at some of our more relevant features. At the rear of the aft deck, we have a flip-down bench seat. This allows for an easy conversion between cruising and fishing, and we did notice that it's quite easy to deploy and stow. But the seat back will need to be removed and then put somewhere. Once closed, it serves as a padded bolster when fishing, but we'd also like to be able to slip our toes underneath for added security. There are Flexi-Teak pads and 2 rod holders mounted to the 5.5-inch wide cap rails. There are 2 optional corner-mounted storage boxes. To starboard, there's the fuel filter and hydraulic pump. To port, there's open storage. Of course, we have the usual undergunnel rod storage. And here's a good time to point out that the 4-foot 5-inch by 4-foot 7-inch deck is guttered to channel water and dirt to the rear deck drains. At the leaning post, we have a 60-gallon live well. This can be removed in favor of rocket launchers. Around the front, storage is under the seat. The helm is center-mounted with a 7-inch Lowrance display next to storage in the upper panel that's housing the VHF. Tension hinges would be nice to hold this cover open. The throttle is Evinrude's Icon controller that's completely fly-by-wire, no cables to stretch or snag, and the trim tabs are within reach of the hand on the control. The wheel is connected to the integral power steering on the G2, and we're happy to see that the steering knob is attached. The rocker switches are all grouped to the left, and quick, find the horn. It's right in the lower cluster. We'd like to see this separated somehow, either by location or color. The glass is 1/4 inch thick with just the slightest distortion at the edges, and we appreciate that it's separated from the console by spacers so dirt doesn't collect at the bottom. Overhead, the canvas is standard, a hardtop is optional, and you can go nuts with the usual additives such as electronics box, outriggers, etc. Inside the console is an optional portable head, a pump-out head is also available, and we also have the batteries and rigging here. The forward seat has storage underneath, but this can also be an insulated storage compartment for keeping fish or lunch cold, and we can also fit it out with a live well when the aft one is removed. At the bow we have forward seating that of course has storage underneath. The console seat box makes 3 separate compartments in this area. All this can be removed for the tournament edition, providing even more fishing space. Overall, we have a comfortable boat at an equally comfortable price point, and with the Evinrude E-TEC doing the heavy work, we've also got a nice balance between power and economy.
Well, that's my full test and features inspection of the 252 from Dusky. For BoatTEST.com, I'm Captain Steve. We'll see you on the water.